Hello and welcome back to my stamp studio. So I'm back with you today to share another Class to Go card kit. This time I'm using from the Dandy Garden Suite on page 24, and it runs through page 25, 26, and 27. So it includes two different stamp set bundles. It includes some laser cut die accent pieces. It also includes some Memories and More card packets, which make it easy to make cards or scrapbooking. Then it also has some Dandy Garden Memories More note cards and envelopes. I'm going to show those to you here in just a little bit. And then these adorable little ladybug trinkets. There is also some Mossy Meadow braided linen trim, just like our regular linen trim in the catalog. And then in the Christmas time, we had the real red linen trim out. A nice addition to this set, or suite, I guess I should say. So, and then this gorgeous designer series paper, which comes in a 6x6 pack. So you actually get 48 sheets. And I'm telling you, there is a lot of different colors in here. So it mixes and matches beautifully with things. So let's kind of go through the stamp sets here. This one called Garden Wishes actually bundles with a gorgeous die set here. And these stamped images are just beautiful. Now, I am toying with using this one in a future Class to Go kit, so I really do like that one. But today's Class to Go kit is actually going to focus on the Dragonfly Garden stamp set and a handheld punch that bundles with it. Okay, so let's pull it in and look at it a little closer here. The Dragonfly Garden stamp set is a 9 stamp cling clear mounted stamp set, and it comes with these beautiful dragonflies here, two different kind of design variations there in the wings of those. A little cluster of dragonflies, a nice little stamp here that actually is like a two-step stamping over their wings, so you can give them all different colors. This gorgeous little spray here of wildflowers, so pretty. And then some nice little sentiments in this set with mixed font, which you know I love. You are an inspiration for a true friend. May good things grow all year long. And then thank you for your kindness. Okay? So a nice little stamp set. The best thing about it is it bundles with this fabulous double Dragonfly punch. Okay, so fun. And both of these images here coordinate with the larger dragonfly there. Okay, I love a stamp set and a punch bundle. I mean, we can get pretty fancy with some of our dies, but I really do like the quick, easy, simple feel of a handheld punch that coordinates with stamps. Okay. All right, so in this Class to Go card kit, I'm actually going to focus mostly on that stamp set I just showed you, the Dragonfly Garden bundle. I'm also going to focus on the Trinket Little Ladybugs, the Mossy Meadow braided linen trim, and then the Dandy Garden 6x6 DSP. Okay, I'm also going to show you the Dandy Garden note cards and envelopes as well. Okay, now the bundle, the stamp set, and the punch sell for $36.75. In addition to the Dragonfly Garden bundle, I'm also going to include in this Class to Go a pack of Dandy Garden 6x6 DSP and a pack of Dandy Garden note cards as well. Okay, now I wish I had DSP to show you. I have been going crazy and I've used up all that I have, but you're going to see it on my class cards when I go to stamp here today. So I'll hold off on that. But I did want to have a chance to show you the note cards. And I call them note cards, but they're actually very good size. I love them because what occurs here is they're already pre-printed. They have this gorgeous envelope. On the inside, you have this beautiful paper that coordinates with the Dandy Garden DSP. On the outside, you have a cute little, same thing, little dandelion kind of stamping down there in the corner. And I just went ahead and I'm just going to show you 4 little cards that I made super quick and easy with this. Okay, again, that sprig with a little dragonfly on there. It just makes it so simple and easy. Here's another plain and simple one with some navy and some of that beautiful crushed, actually I think it's bumblebee that's in this. Yeah, it is. It's bumblebee for the yellow. And then I love this one showing off all 3 colors on this beautiful Blackberry Bliss piece of DSP back behind. And then another one obviously showing off some of the Designer Series paper. So the Designer Series paper and these note cards really make it super simple to whip up some cards really quickly, okay? It comes in a pack of 20, and I'm going to include this, the DSP, along with the bundle, the stamp set, and the punch for my Class to Go card kit amount of, I want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing here, $56. So you know that Stampin' Up! Gives you a 10% discount on the bundle of the stamp set and the punch. Well, I am also going to give a 10% discount on the note cards and also the Designer Series paper. Okay, so that's why it brings it down to $56, which is a pretty good deal. That is also a great price point for this class because you will also get to pick out a Level I celebration product, okay? And remember, there are lots of fabulous Level I products this year. There are several DSP selections, this cute little donkey set that I see people just loving, a cute little birthday sentiment set there. This Oso Ombre has been so popular. And then probably my favorite is the Flower and Field DSP here, okay? So lots of choices for a Level I celebration item for free with the purchase of this Class to Go kit, okay? And then you'll receive free supplies to make 4 cards with envelopes from me using your new bundle and the products in the kit. And these are some fun cards in this class. In fact, they're all a different fun fold. So I'm really excited to show you this. I've never done an all fun fold class before, so this is going to be a first. So here's the first one here. I have a very vanilla envelope that I black embossed one of the dragonflies on. And then this just has this beautiful Dandy Garden DSP here. One of the sentiments from this set, and then it just has kind of a fun little unique closure to it, okay? So its wings are actually holding the front of the card closed, but if I pull them up, then I can open, and there it's in the inside. I just love that. Very simple, very plain, but I think very effective. When you close his wings back up then to close the card, then that's what you have there, okay? So that's the first fun fold for this class. The second one kind of plays a little bit on a Z fold. The envelope is a Whisper White. Again, I just took and stamped that beautiful sprig of flowers here in Blackberry Bliss. Gorgeous on that Whisper White. And then this one, like I said, kind of plays on a Z fold a little bit. If you look at it like this, you can see a Z fold. But the Z fold is only here with this little band that goes across the bottom, okay? And that's what holds it into place, okay? Again, using some of that beautiful DSP a gorgeous dragonfly there, and another little sprig of wildflowers there. Okay, so that's our second fun fold. The third fun fold, I have a very vanilla envelope that I just stamped the dragonfly in Mossy Meadow down the side there twice. And then this card, when you first take a look at it, it just looks like an average card. It has a little bit of a layer on the front there. But when I take the sides here and pull them forward and either go up or down, it really doesn't matter, I can slide that piece off, okay? This little piece on the front is a great little slide mechanism here, and that's actually what holds your card closed. And then you can open your card and have your inside sentiment, that kind of thing, there, okay? Very easy to slide back on, getting both sides there. I'm not right over the top of it, so it's hard for me to see if I have it lined up. There we go. And just slide it back on, okay? So kind of a fun, unique little thing. I just did a swap recently and did that as one of my swaps. And then the third one, I'm sorry, the last one, the fourth one, Whisper White envelope with the dragonfly kind of half stamped off and half stamped on the envelope there. And then this cute little fold here. Okay, we have a cute little dragonfly up here, and we have those cute little ladybugs trickling here. But if I open this up and then open this up, I have a nice little fun inside to this card. Okay, has lots of space. I gave you 2 different little areas to be able to write on. But when you close that back up, bring this back down, that's your closure up there with the little circle through that hole. Okay, fun. And still fits in a medium size standard envelope there, okay? All right, so I am excited to show these to you. So let me get organized here and we'll get rolling. I think I'm gonna start with this one here, okay? So when you receive your kit, you will receive supplies that look like this. Let me also add that I may be using some items today in this class that some of you do not have in your stamp stash, but I offer them as an add-on item to this class, and I give a 10% discount for those. And if you're interested in any of those, they're listed with this post down at the bottom. And if you send me your order and I place it for you, I can give you that 10% discount. It's the only way I can do that, okay? So it's a great way to add on different products that you might not have in your stamp stash that you'd like to add with a little bit of a discount, okay? And I'll try and point those out as much as I can in this video. So also, I need to charge a $4 postage fee, which covers my mailing of the card kit supplies to you. And Stampin' Up's products will all be shipped directly to you from Stampin' Up. So once you have all your stamping supplies, you're ready to sit and stamp with this video as your guide. And the kit does all the creativity for you, and you get to stamp in the comfort and safety of your home. So again, all the details are listed with this post. Contact me via email or message me here on Facebook when you're ready to order. So let's get to stamping. All right, so the first card, when you receive it, it will have a piece of DSP that will already be attached to the card base, okay? And it will already have the punch from the classic label punch punched into it, okay? Not everybody has this punch. Not everybody wants to buy this punch. It will be an add-on item to this class, but I thought it was just fair for you to be able to complete the kit cards if I already had this step done for you. So I'm going to go ahead and place that punch in as far as it will go from the side, and I'm kind of centering it top to bottom here of my card, and then I'm going to give a little punch, okay? And like I said, this will all be done for you, but I just thought I would show you it. That way you can see how I achieved that. And if you want to pick up this punch at 10% off, it's a great little punch punch out sentiments, that kind of thing. So it's a great addition to anybody's stamp stash. All right, then you will have a larger piece of Very Vanilla that measures 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to put some Stampin' Seal on it, and that's going to get placed right here on the inside. Make sure it's centered there. Then you'll also have another strip here that will be for your sentiment to be able to black emboss is what I've used on this one. So my sentiment, I actually black embossed that. And I am always in the need of thank you cards. So for all the kit cards today, I'm going to be using the sentiment from this set. Thank you for your kindness, okay? Obviously, when you get your kit and go to create your cards, you can use whatever sentiments you might have need for, okay? So I went ahead and I pre-did this here. I'm going to go ahead and trim off that extra there. Okay, and I'll give you a plenty wide strip there, so if you do stamp your sentiment, you're able to hold on to it when you go to put your embossing powder on it. You'll be able to grab onto it. I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to attach my sentiment since we're talking about it here. We'll just get it done, and it just goes right down here in this bottom right hand corner. Okay, now let's go to the fun part of this card, this gorgeous dragonfly. Okay, so I'm going to grab one of my dragonfly stamps in here. It really doesn't matter which one you use. This one kind of has a little bit of squiggly lines. It's not so symmetrical. And then I'm going to grab my Versamark ink pad, my embossing buddy. Again, remember that Stampin' Up! Does not have an embossing buddy. I hope it comes back next year, but I have plenty if anyone needs any and can't find any. I will gladly get one to you. I think they're just $5. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to ink this up with the Versamark really well. And then I'm going to come down onto my scrap piece of Very Vanilla that was in your kit. I'm going to pull my black embossing powder in. Notice how I'm really giving that paper time to soak up that Versamark ink. And of course you won't see anything. It will be completely clear. It's clear ink that you're just able to then tap on there just like that. Okay? Sometimes it's handy too to have a little bit of a a little bit of a paintbrush that you can go around and kind of clean things up if you need to, okay? So for the sake of time, I already heated that with my heat tool. And now here is the great thing about this bundle, this handheld punch. I can simply just go like this, place my paper in there. Ooh. Just like that. Okay. Center it, push, and there you go. And I even ended up with a little one. Now, on these projects for this class, I did not use one of the little ones, I don't think, on any of the cards. And it's not that I don't like them, I just didn't. So anyway, but know that you have that ability that you can very easily use those little ones in places too, okay? Now, to attach this, I'm going to pull in my multi-purpose glue. And I'm going to take it and just place it right down the middle of the dragonfly. And I think I got a lot, so I'm just going to take my finger, and I want plenty, but I just don't want too much. Take my finger and go ahead and get some of that extra off there, okay? Now with your card closed, you're going to take your dragonfly by the wings on both sides and just gently set it down into that punch out, okay? Centered, pressing firmly, and then just let that set for a little bit, okay? it does need a little bit of time to dry, okay, before I would go to raise the wings and try to open it like I showed you on the sample card, okay? So there's card 1 done, all right? And the envelope with that one, what I did was just stamp that dragonfly and black embossed it right there on the envelope, okay? I'm just going to let it dry. Remember, though, this was our sample. Then after it dries, you can pull those wings up and you're able to open the card. And then you're able to pull them in to close it, okay? All right, I just love that fold. All right, our next one is that Z fold, this one here, okay? So your supplies, when they come, will look like this, in addition to an envelope, of course. You'll have a card base that is Blackberry Bliss that will be scored down the middle here at 4 1/4. You'll also see another score line here at 2 1/8. And I want you to take and hold that down here with your left hand and pull back on that 2 1/8 score line. And get your bone folder and give yourself a nice crisp fold. Sometimes I even go ahead and burnish the back side as well, okay? Stampin' Up's cardstock is so beautiful. It's thick and nice, and sometimes it takes a little extra burnishing there. So you'll also have a larger piece of Whisper White here. Then you'll have a couple pieces of Designer Series paper here, a little strip of it, and then 2 little smaller pieces here. You'll have a piece of Blackberry Bliss that measures 8 1/2 this way, and it will be scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Okay? And then you'll have a little piece, a little piece of Whisper White scrap here. Okay? So I think the first thing we can do is take our strip of Designer Series paper. That's going to get attached here. So I'm going to go ahead and take some Stampin' Seal. Look at that other side. Isn't that great? Just love that. The green and yellow in that. I really love the colors of this card, though. I love this Blackberry Bliss with this bumblebee. So pretty. Now, on your strip, like I said, you'll have that 4 1/4 here, a little bit longer. You'll have another little 2 1/8 and another little 2 1/8 with a score line in between, okay? So take your longer piece of DSP, and that's going to get placed there. And of course, it's centered top to bottom, side to side there. And then the same thing with this little one. It's going to get placed down here on this end. Okay. And I think it's cut so that you actually can put it right up against that score line there. Okay, so that way you have a little bit of extra Blackberry Bliss sticking out the end there. Okay. All right, so let's set that aside. Actually, we could do the folding. When it comes to you, it's already going to be folded in half, just like that. And so what I want you to do is, when you unfold it, go ahead and fold this score line back towards you, okay? And that's what's made that Z, right? Okay, all right, so I'll set those pieces aside, and then let's work with this one here. So we're going to grab that gorgeous floral little sprig that's in this one, and we're going to grab some gorgeous Blackberry Bliss ink, okay? And remember, I've always told you that you basically have any color embossing powder you might want, okay? As long as you have some of Stampin' Up's ink pads. So we're going to ink this up generously. I want you to make sure and stamp this towards the top of your inside piece over towards the right hand side, okay? I'm not using one of those Stamparatus black mats underneath. These are the red clear stamps, so they all have their own little cushion in them. And You really don't need it. Now, I'm going to make sure I have my clear embossing powder right here next to me. And when I go to take that off, quickly I'm going to take and put some clear embossing powder right over the top of that. Okay? Just like that. Now, this time I did not preheat this. So I'm going to go over to my heat tool, and I'm actually going to heat this up real quick. So bear with me. Just gorgeous. I don't know if the camera, it's not picking this up. There's a beautiful sheen over that Blackberry Bliss ink. So, of course, the embossing powder, the Versamark ink pad, the Blackberry Bliss ink pad, all those would be, and the refills would all be additional add-on items to this class. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to close that and put that up so I don't get anything else messed up with it. And then I am going to pull in my blends. And I basically took the Mossy Meadow, the light color, and came in here and just lightly colored some of these leaves. Now, I don't think you necessarily even need to color this whole thing. It's very fine. There's small little detail to it here. And I think that the Blackberry Bliss embossed is actually gorgeous. So it doesn't need much, is my point. So I'm just going to kind of hit some of those leaves that are in there. Okay. Then I'm going to actually take my Daffodil Delight marker, the dark, and come in here and hit these gorgeous little daisies. Oh, there's another one over here. And then there's a couple little flowers down here that I like that are a little bit bigger, more round. And like I said, if you want to color all those little flowers in that sprig, that stem, you certainly can. Then I'm going to take the light Blackberry Bliss marker. I'm going to take the fine tip blend end here, and I'm just going to color those daisies in there. Okay? Again, this would be a beautiful color if you wanted to color any more of that, but I actually think it looks beautiful just like that. Now, all three pairs of these Stampin' Blends would be add-on items to this class, okay? So a nice way to pick those up if you don't already have them. Okay, now I think we are ready to put some Stampin' Seal on the back of this. And it's going to get attached to the inside of our card here. Centered. Just like that. Gorgeous. And then we'll bring our little piece in here. And you can see how if you just lay that 4 1/4 strip right there across there, you can see exactly how that's going to lay in place. Okay? Now I had you stamp that little sprig of flowers towards the top because this was going to be here and I didn't want it to cover the flowers, and that way more of them show. Okay? So what I want to do here is I'm going to pick this up, keeping that folded. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, and in this little 2/8 inch section here is where I'm going to put my mono-adhesive glue, multi-purpose glue. Okay. And then I'm simply going to flip this back down and place it right back where it was. And you can kind of tell because that other fold line that's in here, if I open this, that other fold line that's in here should be butting up right against this flap, okay? And then just press and hold it for a little bit. That glue dries pretty fast. Now we need to adhere this guy down to this flap here, okay? But I only want glue from here over, okay? So you can either put it on the back of your Blackberry Bliss piece. I find it easier just to put it right here. Okay, I can see exactly where this is coming across to line it up. Might have been a little generous with the glue, but that's all right. We want it to hold. And then just simply bring that flap back down on its back down onto the base of the card there, making sure it's straight. Sometimes things can still get a little cattywampus there. And go ahead and press firmly. Okay. This is one of those times that sometimes I will just take like a punch or an ink pad or something and just set on it to let it dry. Okay, so I think I'll do that. Push that aside, and then we'll go to our little white scrap piece here. Okay. For this one, we're going to grab that other dragonfly, and I'm grabbing my Blackberry Bliss ink pad again. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that. Now I think on my sample card I did take the clear embossing powder and drop over that and heat it. For the sake of time though here for this video, I'm actually not going to do that. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and just leave it inked. It's just as pretty there, I think. Okay. Let my ink dry just a little bit. There are times sometimes where I've gone to throw a punch in there to punch something out, and you can smear the ink. So give it a little chance to dry. In there, and whoops, I think so here's the issue sometimes. When you stamp too far up on your piece of paper, your punch can't reach it, okay? So I'm just going to, here's a trick for that. Go ahead and just trim off the bottom of your piece there, and then that way it can slide down better, okay? And reach your design, okay? Sometimes that happens. All right, there's our gorgeous dragonfly right there. I'm going to do like I did before. Just take some mono-adhesive glue, place right down the middle of his body. Bring my project back in here, and this little guy just gets placed right down here in the left-hand corner. And then, I've done this in the past, once he's dry, or just support and hold him there as you go to do it. Bring those wings up a little bit and bring him to life. Okay. Now, my other tip for this one is if you know who you're sending this to, you could write what you need to write in here before you assemble your card too. Okay, it makes it a little bit easier than trying to fight this little strap. But obviously, look, it folds flat there. So if you needed to come in here and write your message, you certainly could. Okay. And there's our second card, our fun fold. Okay? This is a beautiful display card. All right, on to our third one. Our third one is the one that has this great little slide opening in the front here. Okay? All right, so the supplies you receive will look like this here. I'm going to take a second here and wash a couple stamps off on my chamois. So we have them to use for card 3 and 4 here. Okay, so when your supplies come, they will have a bumblebee base that is 4 1/4 by 11, and it will be scored in on each side 2 3/4, and 2 3/4, okay? I think this ends up being on the machine, or on your cutter, scored 2 3/4 and then 8.5 is what that ends up being, okay? You will also have a large piece of Very Vanilla, and that's going to be your inside piece. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to attach that on the inside here first. Ooh, let's pull that over a little bit. Okay, and there's the base. You will also have 2 little small Very Vanilla pieces. That's going to become your sentiment, okay? And for the sake of time, I already did that. And I just did some Mossy Meadow stamping and then poured clear embossing powder over the top of that, okay? They're going to be add-ons to this class if you want them and want to add them on, or if you have them. It's just a great way to make that a little bit darker and make it a little bit more fancy, I think, okay? So we have our sentiment strip. Like I said, the smaller one you're just going to pop up on the dimensionals, and then I thought it was nice for it just to be layered up on another piece of Very Vanilla, okay? So there's our sentiment strip. And then you're going to have a 3x3 piece of DSP, and yours may be different patterns than mine. I think it's fun to mix and match them. Let me just remind you of the sample one. I used some kind of darker green with some of the bumblebee here. Now I'm doing kind of the reverse here. I'm going to use some of the bumblebee on the side panels, and I'm going to use this on the center, okay? So let's go ahead and we're going to attach these side panels, I guess I am calling them here. Just love this paper. This is some of those papers, you know, for us that it's always hard to choose which side to use. And then these are going to get placed on each side here of your card base. Okay. Just love that on there. The color on color look like that. Gorgeous. Love that. All right, and then we're going to save, well, actually, we could go ahead and attach that. So you're going to have Mossy Meadow cardstock. You're going to have one piece that measures 3x3. You're going to have 2 pieces that measure 3x3 that are scored down the middle. And then you're going to have a 4th piece that actually measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And that's the piece we want to attach the DSP to, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll just set this aside right up here with our thank you, okay? All right, now let's work with these 3 pieces. So the 2 pieces that are scored in the middle, go ahead and give those a nice little burnish here with your bone folder, just like that, okay? And then you have this piece here. This piece is going to kind of become our base piece while we're working here. And what I want to do is the folded sides of these are going to butt up and lay directly on that piece, okay? So I need glue right here. And that's going to get lined up all around the edge. Sometimes if you pick it up, you can kind of line those up a little better, make sure. But the biggest thing is to make sure that folded side is inward, okay? We're going to take the second one and the same idea. That folded side here needs to be butted up right against that other folded side down the middle. Okay, so it means I need my glue here. Fold against fold. Again, if you pick it up sometimes, you can kind of match it up there. Your first piece is matched up. Your second piece should match up pretty good because it's all 3x3 all the way around. And notice I'm just rubbing there just to make sure would get some good hold on that. And then you will have this, okay? You have that back piece that both of the folded pieces are attached to. Now we need this piece here. I made this piece just a little bit bigger by 3 1/4, just so you had a nice little extra edge there, so that that way it would look prettier from the front, okay? Because that's actually going to get attached. So you want to take these flapped sides here, and you're going to put glue all over those flaps, okay? Don't put them on this back solid piece. It has to be on this flap, the flaps, I should call them. And then I think it's a little bit easier to flip it over and put it down onto that 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece, just so you can see kind of exactly where you're hitting to know that you're centered. But however works for you is fine. Notice again, I'm pressing and pressing and pressing. And I think what I'm going to do is, again, take my punch and just set on top of that and just let that dry a little bit up there. I'm going to pull in this piece of scrap, very vanilla here, and I'm going to pull in one of the stamps with the Mossy Meadow ink pad and the Bumblebee ink pad, okay? Now, I love these dragonflies stacked on themselves. I just think they look gorgeous when there's 2 of them, okay? So that's what we're going to do for this card. In the Mossy Meadow, I'm going to go ahead and stamp 1. And I'm turning my paper just so I know that I have enough room for both of them, their wings, and to be able to reach in with the punch to get them, okay? And then quickly, if you want, go ahead and pour clear embossing powder down over those. I just think it brings these dragonflies, just makes them sparkly, just absolutely beautiful, okay? So you would take your heat tool, of course, and heat that clear embossing powder. And I already did that ahead of time to save time here, and here they are. It just makes them look so much darker and more vibrant, doesn't it? Now, in this stamp set, I told you there was this little stamp, this one here, that you can use to color the wings in, okay? Now, there's lots of different ways you could color these wings in. You could use some of the blends that are going to be in this kit, but I actually think these provide just kind of this nice little flecked look on their wings. So you just come down right over the top there. I'm using Bumblebee. If it's not quite dark enough for you, you can always stamp over it again. You cannot mess them up. You can drop the stamp, but you can't mess this part up, stamping on these. Now that one I feel like maybe we need a little bit more there. Remember, these are going to get punched out, so a lot of times any that's hanging over is going to get punched out. Now I really like them dark and vibrant like that, okay? So that's why I stamped that other one a second time. Okay, isn't that pretty? So I'm going to go ahead and take my punch, and I'm actually going to punch this one first, and the reason I'm going to do that is if I punch this end one first, my top little dragonfly would cut out some of that one, okay? So kind of pay attention to the directions, that kind of thing, as you stamp things and as you go to punch them out. So that way you're not punching out any of your masterpieces. This one here. Just want to make sure it's lined up perfectly. Okay. Just like that. We have our gorgeous dragonflies. Now I'm going to flip this piece over here, and this is the hard part for me. I always have to decide which way this paper should go. I guess like that. I don't like it like that. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach our dragonflies. We're going to do it in the same manner that we have the other ones. All I'm going to do is take a little bit of monoadhesive glue, come right down here, place it towards the top here, because I want to leave room for my sentiment down there. I'm going to take my second one, I'm going to do the exact same thing, come over here, and that one's going to get placed just right on top of that other one, okay? The body, of course, lining up is the most important thing. Now, right now you think, oh, I can't see that second one. What was the point of that? Well, just wait. I want to let it dry just a little bit. Go ahead and put my sentiment down here, and I just used monoadhesive because the thank you is actually popped up on dimensionals there on top of that second vanilla piece. Okay. And then, if you take and squeeze it on the sides, and on the back side, you can see right here, I can squeeze that, and I can pull those. And I want you to do that a little bit, okay? Make sure your pieces on front are dry so that you're not pulling those off. But I want you to really pull on those back pieces. In between here and here is where your base card is going to go, okay? So if I bring my base card over, I take and put one side in, I hope this is picking up, and then put this side in over here, and then that's what allows it to slide right down on there. Isn't that great? You wouldn't guess that by just looking at it, but then when you go to play with it, oh, you realize that's how you have to open it. Now I think these are dry enough. I'm going to go ahead and that top dragonfly, I'm going to go ahead and pull those wings up. And I just think that's so pretty to have that second one as that underneath layer there. Kind of gives that whole new dimensional look there, okay? Really cute. Now, to add to this one, you will also have a piece of the Mossy Meadow braided linen trim. And I just love that this coordinates the colors beautifully. And so I'm going to go ahead and just tie a little knot. Like I said, you'll have a little small piece in your kit to be able to do this. So I'm going to tie a little bow, not a knot actually. And then I'm going to grab my glue dots because I think that's the easiest way to attach this. And then just, sometimes I like to just be different and go right over here. I'm seeing a couple little loose threads here. I'm just going to trim these up. There we go. Sometimes I like to just do a little different. And I'm putting the bow off here to the side, okay? So that my bow is actually just sideways like that. I think that looks really cute on there, okay? Fun fold here. I love this. Okay, and I love those papers. I have mixed and matched and made lots of different with different papers, and I love them all. Okay, so let's go to the last fun fold of this class, and just to remind you, it's this cute one with these little ladybugs climbing up, and then with this interesting circle pop out fold, okay? So when your kit comes, it will look like this. It will look a little different than the usual in that it's sized differently, okay? So when I unfold this and I look at this, I want to just tell you that this measures 4 1/4 across this way by 10 1/2 this way, okay? And it is scored at 2 1/4, and it's scored at 6 1/2, okay? Now, when you get it, it will already have some things done to it. And one of the reasons I'm doing that is not everyone has the circle framelits. Not everyone wants to purchase those. And again, I just feel like to enjoy this fold, those are necessities, okay? So I'm already going to have a piece of DSP attached to this little small flap here. And then there's already going to be a circle cut for you. But I wanted to show you how I achieved that, so that way if you do have your own framelits and you want to make more of these cards, this style, you certainly can, okay? So when I look at this, like this and like this, remember on my sample, the circle cutout is towards the right top here, okay? So that's kind of where I want my circle here, okay? So kind of keep that in mind as I open this up again. This is my right side here. And I'm going to take one of the circle dies and lay on there. Now you know that Stampin' Up! Has a great mixture of different size circles in their layering circles dies, okay? And when we go to count, whenever I talk about sizes of these circles, I always count from the inside out, okay? And so for this one I used circle 5. So if I count out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? There's also going to be a scallop that we use, and we're going to use scallop number 6, okay? So I'm going to pull that one out as well. All right, so I'm going to take this over to my die cut machine, and I'm going to center this with that fold being the center line down the middle of that circle, and keeping it over to that right hand side again, right? Because this was our base, we wanted it over here to the right hand side, okay? So bear with me while I run this through. I didn't want to do it ahead of time because I really wanted to be able to talk through that with you for anybody who wants to do their own. This is a great little fold. I actually think it would work great as a gift card holder too. That inside pocket, you could easily slip a little gift card in. All right, and when I take it out, this is what I have, okay? It just punched out. And this becomes garbage. You can throw this away, okay? All right, now, like I said, this will already be done for you, okay, when you get yours. But I just wanted to show people how to do it, okay, or how I got to that point. Now, the next thing you're going to want to pull from your kit is your other piece of DSP. That's going to get placed here on this flap. Ooh, I like that blue stripe too. Like I said, it's so hard. This paper has so many colors in it. As you can see, I've used a lot of Mossy Meadow, a lot of Bumblebee, but then it also has this gorgeous in color of Misty Moonlight, Calypso Coral here. I just think all these colors are so pretty together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attach that there like that. While we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and open up to the inside, and you'll have some Whisper White pieces, one that measures 4 by 3 1/4. That one can go here, and then one that measures 2. What does this one measure? I want to make sure and tell you. It's going to be the little bit smaller piece, 2 1/2, 2 1/2 by 4. Okay. And those are the ones that are going to get placed on the inside. There will be a third Whisper White piece in your kit, and it's a little bit longer, more narrow piece of 2 1/2 by 5. Okay, and that's going to be our stamp piece. I got a little bit of snail on the edge there, so I'm trying to, not snail, stamp and seal. So I'm trying to get it down under. There we go. And then let's go ahead and put this on. And that one gets layered right here. So, plenty of space to stamp a sentiment if you wanted to, or be able to write a little note, okay? Or put a little gift card. I just think you could make a little pocket out of that, and that'd be a great place to have a little gift card then. All right, so let's see. Also in your kit, I think we'll save this. This is going to be our stamping piece. We're going to save that for right at the moment. You're going to have a sentiment strip. I went ahead again, I need thank you cards, so I went ahead and I stamped up the thank you for your kindness. So that's going to be my sentiment for this card. You will also have in your kit a scallop circle, okay? And again, if you have the circle dies, this is very easy to recreate. You will have this already cut out for you, so if you don't have the circle dies or don't wish to purchase them as an add-on item, then it will already be cut here for you. But this is circle number 5 and scallop number 6, and I just ran those in through the Big Shot just like this with a piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock, and this is what you get. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? So easy too, right? Like I said, you'll have yours already cut in your kit. You'll also have a I think this is 2 1/4 inch circle of Calypso Coral, and then another 2 inch of some of the blue DSP paper. Okay, so cute. It has bees on the back. Oh, cute, cute, cute. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach my DSP 2 inch circle to my Calypso Coral 2 1/4 inch circle right there like that for you. And then we're going to place this in our card, okay? And the easiest way to place this is make sure that your card base is closed, just like this. And we're just going to slip this in here right there, okay? Now, we only need glue on half of that, all right? The easiest thing to do here, I think, is just to go ahead and put your glue right here. Right where it's going to lay, right? Don't get up against your circle cutout too close, and don't get up against the edge there that close. But just enough then that you can slip this circle. It's the exact same size. It was the same die that cut that out, so it will fit in there perfectly. Go ahead and press, press, press till you feel like you have it in there a little bit, and then gently, maybe even hold it as you bring up your flap, just to make sure that everything's exactly where it needs to be. There you go, just like that. So cute, isn't it? Now this is intended to go here. I just thought that this needed a little bit of something, something here. So you will take some of this scallop circle here, and we'll just use half of it there and there, okay? And if you want to go ahead and, I think I'm going to attach it first. Go ahead and put a little bit of multi-purpose glue down. I'm only going to go halfway with it, just like that. Go ahead and lay it down on there. Right up against that edge, okay? And then carefully, 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 we're going to open this back up, pull our card through just like that, and we should be able to sneak in here then to trim off that extra, okay? Just like that. And I'm trimming it flush with the top fold of the card, okay? Not where the DSP stops there, okay? All right, now we need our cute little dragonflies. Remember the sample here, the dragonflies that go on the front. And that is what this piece, your 2.5 by 5 scrap piece is for, okay? So I took the Misty Moonlight ink pad. I stamped up the dragonflies, just like we did before on the other projects. And I did do 2. It's up to you whether you just want to do 1 or 2. I think I'll just do 1 for the sake of time. I did go ahead and put clear embossing powder over the top of that. You'd heat that with your heat tool. And then you have this, okay? And I guess I did do 2 of them, so we might as well attach 2. I think they're so much prettier when you attach, when there's 2 of them. Just the way that And here we go again. Now you do want to be careful and keep them kind of low on your circle because their wings sometimes can interfere with that cutout, okay? Again, I'm just putting multi-purpose glue right down the middle of their bodies. I'm going to let that dry before I try to raise up those wings. And then I can go ahead, I can take my sentiment, and I'm just going to use just a little bit of multi-purpose glue. I could probably use a dimensional if I wanted to. I'm just going to place my thank you kind of right over here and down a little bit. It's going to hit some of my scallop, but that looks cute. And then I just think that these little ladybugs were so cute on here. So these are Stampin' Up's little ladybug trinkets, and they come in packs of 20. They actually go on beautifully with glue dots. So I'm going to go ahead and take 3 and load them up, and these will be in your kit when you get them, so you get to play with them a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and place them. I kind of like one up here on the top, and then I like 2 down here that looks like they're kind of climbing, you know, in their little line. These glue dots really, I wondered how I was going to hold these on, but these glue dots work perfectly, okay? Isn't that cute? So cute. And such a fun little fold. Just love this. And still a good size that it will fit in one of our standard medium envelopes here, okay? All right, so that was the 4th card. So let's get all these out, and you can see them once more here. Like I said, your papers may be a little bit different. We'll kind of mix and match a little bit of some of these papers, but I really do think these are some very fun folds. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create these, and I hope you pick up this great class kit. You'll also have a great pack of note cards and DSPs as part of this kit, remember? And so you should be able to create much more with this cute little bundle. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be well until next time.